In this video, we'll be setting up our responsive library. This is the library that helps us scale things up and down. If we have different breakpoints, if we have different tablets and desktops and mobile versions, this is what we use to help us achieve scalability. All right, so it's time to design our responsive library. So we are now able to fully categorize and to shift how we make our components and our variables using our variables. So let me show you how and why this is important. So first we're going to make a new collection and we're going to say this is responsive. So before the the primitives, the semantic and the component collections, these all primarily have like colors and they don't have lots of values. In responsive collection, we're only going to have values and numbers. So we're going to create a number, and our first number that we will be the first thing that we will be creating is the grid system. So the columns and the grid system that we will be using in this design system. So the first thing that we will do inside of grid is the breakpoints. We will be determining the breakpoints. So this project is a mobile project. So our breakpoint will be 375 pixels. So the width of the thing that I'm designing, which is the mobile version, is 375. If we had more, if our scope was tablet and also desktop, then I would add a plus sign like this, and I would say this is my tablet, and this is my desktop. So this is the power of responsive design. You are able to scale all of your components, anything that you want actually, from, for example, something that is large to something that is small or vice versa. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to design a button. If you look at mobile design, all buttons are large. They are 44 pixels at a minimum. Why? Because WCGA says that in order for a person to be able to press on the button has to be large enough as the width of a finger. And that is the minimum. So what is very common is that you see a button that is 44 pixels height. But however, if you look at desktop, all of the buttons are much smaller. You are able to press it using a mouse. You don't have to press it with a button with your finger. That is why buttons in desktop are much smaller than buttons in mobile. However, you do see some designers or some websites, they make the mistake of using the exact same button of their mobile in the same way as their desktop. This is a mistake. It doesn't look nice. It looks cartoonish. It looks too big. So we should avoid using this by using responsive design as such. What I would do in that scenario was, let's say, button height. For my mobile version, it would be 44 pixels, tablet 44 as well, and finally, desktop is gonna be maybe like 32. So that tiny difference makes it more suitable, more accustomed to a desktop user than just a mobile user. So this is the power of responsive design. Imagine this in every single component of your entire design system. Anything you want to change, to scale down, to scale up. For example, let's say in the mobile version, some text is very small because the screen is in your face. So you don't need a very large amount of text. However, when it shifts to desktop, the screen is much farther away. Therefore, the text should be larger. So then you're able to scale, for example, the text small from 14 uh, pixel to 18 pixel if that is what you need. So it depends on your design decision and what you want to come out as the end product of your website. So that is the power of responsive. You're able to scale everything up and down as much as you want when you are designing so that the end product is truly responsive. All right, let's delete this. This is not in our scope. So the first thing that we will write is our breakpoints. Let's also delete the desktop and the tablet for now. Let's add another value. We're gonna define our columns, how many columns are in my grid systems. And we're gonna use our variables to define that this is 4-column grid system. And my gutter will be 16. And my margins will be 16 as well. All right, that is for the grid. Now inside of grid, we will also have another item, another category, which is called my containers slash 2-column. So here we have 2 columns. After that, we have a 3-column and then a 4-column, 5-column, and finally a 6-column. I will explain what this is for when we go into making our grid system and assigning the values to it. Now let's define our typography. No, not color, sorry. This is a number. Typography slash heading slash 1 slash size. So the size of my heading 1 is going to be 40 pixels. So imagine if I had tablet and I had mobile, my tablet maybe would be even 64, maybe even 72, it depends on the style that I want. But here, because everything is on a small screen, the maximum size that I have is 40 pixels. Line height, letter spacing, paragraph spacing. My line height will be 48. My letter spacing will be 0. My paragraph spacing will be 48 as well. We're going to duplicate this. Heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, text, text XL, text LG, text MD, text SM, and text XS. So my heading 2 is going to be 32. Here it is 39, 0 and 48. My heading 3 is going to be 24. Line height is 29. 0 and 36. My heading 4 is 20. 24. 0 and 28. My XL is 20. 27, 0, and 20. My LG is 18. Twenty-five, 0, and 18. My MD is 16, 24, 0, and 16. My SM is 14, 21, 0, and 14. My XS is 12, 18, 0, and 12. Great. That is that for typography. Now we will add another number for our radii. The radius for my button. So anytime that you have a radius that you would like to add, you can add it like this. So the radius for my button will be 6. The radius for my cards will be 12. And the radius for my avatar will be 9999. So whenever you have a radius that you'd like to add, for example, for any certain component, you can just add it next to the rest so that it is scalable. All of your buttons will have the same radii and all of your cards will have the same radii. It's a much better system and it's very scalable with large design systems. And yeah, that's it. We're not going to fully utilize the responsive design or responsive collection because we don't need it, because I only have mobile. So that's it. I don't really have to. It is basically an Excel sheet with all of the values that I'm using. It's not responsive because I'm only making it for mobile for a certain range. So I don't need to do anything more than that. Now, for more videos about the Facebook design system, you will find more free videos in the channel. Or if you'd like to take the Facebook design system course, you will find the link in the description.